Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Chris Allen with your weather podcast for this January 20th. It is snowing, and it's snowing at a pretty good clip at 4:43 a.m. Central Time. Here at the station, our studios on Russellville Road next to the Natcher Parkway in Bowling Green, we have pretty close to an inch. Some locations west of us, 1.5 inches, including places like Hopkinsville and over toward Russellville and Muhlenberg County. You go further south, there's even a little bit of sleet mixing in with some of the snow. So that alone is going to cut down on some of the snow totals. But we still think before all of this comes to an end later this morning and around midday, that we could end up with, a couple of to 3 inches maybe. There could be a couple of areas seeing a little bit more than that, but a general 2 to 3, possibly up to a 4-inch snow. I think things are pretty much on target, although some of those numbers may be a little less than what was expected due to the dry air that was over us as the snow began to fall after midnight. A lot of that didn't even reach the ground. But it was around 2:30 this morning that the snow began to fall, and it stuck immediately on the roadway. So, yes, we have hazardous driving conditions out there this morning. The snow is beginning to total up 1 inch to 1.5 inches overall so far, but there's more coming on looking at radar. In fact, there's a little burst of heavier snow still expected this morning. We have a ton of school closings as expected. And if you're wondering, Warren County schools are closed today. You can see the latest polar report at the bottom of the screen on WBKO or on the WBKO app or at WBKO.com/closings. That's where you can find all the closings along with not just schools but businesses and other things there too. Now, we're only going to kind of a new way we're doing this because there's so many businesses and churches and things like that. We only have so much room and time on TV to show only school closings. Everything else will be online, and that's at WBKO.com. So if you have a business closing or a church cancellation or something like that, or an event, that will be online. All right, let's get to the weather. Things are pretty much as forecast. Winter storm warning continues until 6 o'clock this evening. As the snow is coming down, we're looking at a 90% chance of snow this morning. Although near the Tennessee border, and we mentioned this yesterday, it could happen, there could be some sleet at times mixed in with some of the snow. But the majority of what we're going to see in southern Kentucky is snow. And temperatures right now only in the 20s, so everything is freezing and sticking and causing problems this morning. Now, by afternoon, we could even find a few breaks of sun through the clouds, and those roads that have been treated or pre-treated or even scraped, well, I think they could just be slushy as we get into the afternoon. We're expecting a high of 34. There actually could be, if we get that warm, there actually could be some melting that takes place and a little bit of drizzle before all the precipitation gets out of here. That's a possibility. The problem with that is that we're going to get back down to a low of 26 tonight. And even though we're not expecting any precipitation to fall from the sky, whatever's out there today is going to refreeze overnight. Mostly cloudy, cold, some icy roadways tonight with that low of 26. That was yesterday's high, by the way. I didn't go through the numbers because, well, it's just a different situation here this morning. 26 was our high. That was actually before midnight yesterday. 11 was our low temperature. So there you go. Now, on to Thursday. The National Weather Service has already put up a winter storm watch. This is for Thursday night and through the day on Friday in anticipation of winter storm number 2. And it looks like it could be, well, messy. And it's very convoluted. It's not going to be as well dressed up in a bow like this one. We kind of knew this one was going to be mostly snow. This next winter storm is going to be it could cause some big problems. It's a more potent storm system, but it has the capability of giving us a variety of precipitation, more so than the one that's here today. We're looking for a dry start on Thursday with mainly cloudy skies, a high of 36 for Thursday, with rain developing by midday into the afternoon. Rain most of the time until we get into Thursday night. And as temperatures get close to freezing, we could see rain mixing with some freezing rain or sleet. And then as we get into early Friday with a early day high of 36 with mixed precipitation. In fact, there could be several hours of mixed precipitation, and depending on temperature and surface temperatures, that could be a problem. We could see some icing taking place on Friday morning until all the precipitation changes over to snow, which is expected on the backside of the system as we get into Friday afternoon and Friday night, and then we cool down to 24. So whatever falls is going to freeze and stick. The problem is that period, Thursday night into Friday morning, when we could see several hours of just mixed precipitation or icing. It's still too soon to make a call on that, but just prepare for the possibility that we could be looking at, just kind of a dicey, icy situation as we get into early Friday. Now, the snow will come to an end early Saturday morning, and we'll see a high of only 33, but then a low of 15 Saturday night. So, again, whatever falls is going to stay and stick around even into Saturday night. But we do see warmer temperatures on the horizon. Sunday will be a partly sunny day. We'll warm it up to 41, which should certainly help the melting take place. And then almost to near 50, almost near 50 on Monday. But with that will come a chance of rain showers, about a 30% chance of rain. And then Tuesday, a continued 30% chance of a shower and 42. So we are going to warm up. We're just going to have to wait till about Sunday before we see the warmer temperatures. But between now and, say, early Saturday morning, it's still going to be a very tricky situation, and especially with that second winter storm coming in, as we could see a variety of precipitation, and that will have everything to do with how it's going to affect roadways, how much snow we get versus ice. And if we get ice for a long period, will that affect power? Will that affect trees, and all that sort of stuff? So not necessarily looking at ice storm conditions, but it's going to have to be watched very closely. And as a matter of fact, we will do that, as we always do. So be careful out there. If you do have to venture out to work this morning, the roadways are already covered. They're already slick and hazardous. Just take it easy. Most schools will be closed today. We'll, of course, keep all of that updated with the Polar Report as we go through the day. In the meantime, have a great day. Thanks for listening, and God bless. Know the weather before it knows you. I'll see you live at 5:30 on AM Kentucky, 11 a.m. on midday, streaming live to the WBKO app and WBKO.com. And then later today, hopefully, as I can make it over to Sam 100.7, my radio show from 3 to 7 this afternoon. I'll see you later.